What's up, guys? Welcome back to Columbia Auto Service. My name's Brian. I occasionally post videos on this Columbia Auto Service channel. Sometimes I get in the mood and I'll do a lot of videos at one time, and then sometimes I'm just got so much stuff going on personally that I don't really feel like doing a video. But anyway, this is a video here, kind of a continuation of another video that I've got out, the Misfire on the 2016 Dodge Ram. I can't even remember right now what the title of that video was. Anyway, it was a misfire. I couldn't never figure out. It was the customer wanted to change the plugs and the coils out, so I did that, and then I realized it had the misfire, and then the customer told me, oh yeah, that's what we were wanting to fix. We thought that might fix it, but it didn't fix it. I ended up swapping fuel injectors, and I ended up doing all these different compression tests and different things. And then I talked to a Dodge technician, and he told me to pull the intake manifold. And if the VVT sensor had metal in it around the screens, you'd gonna need an engine. Dodge recommended engine. So that's what we did, and it needed an engine. So I've got the engine put in it. I finished getting it in and got the hood back on it this morning. I'm actually in it now driving. It drives good, it runs good. I've got no check engine lights on, no misfire codes or anything. But I'm waiting now. I'm gonna have the ECM updated, because it was setting like an evap leak code, and there's a bulletin on that evap leak code to update the ECM. And anyway, I think after I've changed the engine, I ought to update it anyway. It probably hadn't been updated since it was new, because it's always came to my shop and I've never updated. So anyway, I'm going to do that in the morning. But anyway, today, if I've got time, I think in that other video I said if I pulled that engine out, I would pull that head off, that number 3. It was a misfire on number 3. I was going to pull that head off, and we was going to go in there and see what that lifter in that number 3 looked like. See if we could determine why it was missing, because it was definitely the engine, because it's not doing it now. So I've had several appointments. It's canceled on me the past 2 days, so I work here by myself now, so I don't take a lot in to help with my stress level, because my stress level gets high when I get a lot of stuff going on, and when I've got a lot of people here working for me. So, but anyway, maybe I can take the time and pull that head off, and we can kind of see why that 5.7 Hemi was missing on number 3. But if not, at least maybe I'll get another video out. No misfires. Oil pressure looks good. Temperature looks good. I just put about 20 miles on it. But yeah, it's the same truck that we had the misfire on number 3 on. I got the engine put in it. There's the old engine right in there. We'll try to get in there and get it on get that head pulled off it, and see if we can see anything. And we may not be able to see anything, I don't know. But anyway, we'll try it. All right, and here's that engine. That's just what the new engine looked like they sent me. I ordered it from Dodge, so it's a Mopar engine. It's not an aftermarket engine, or no Jasper engine or nobody else. I actually got it through the Dodge dealership locally here. It came without a front cover. It came without valve covers. It also came without an oil pan. I had to swap the valve covers, the front cover, and the oil pan from this engine over to that engine. And I had to, for warranty purposes, I had to buy their new intake manifold and put a brand new intake manifold on that engine. So anyway, let's get it in. We'll check all our fluid levels. I actually want to run it, see if it set any codes, and then we'll be through with that dude, except for the programming tomorrow. I think I'll actually get it back in there. I done checked it for leaks one time. I think I'll get it back in there also, make sure we don't have any leaks. Let's go listen to it. And the instructions they sent me, it didn't give me any kind of priming instructions or anything to prime the oil pump. I know some engines I get, it'll have like a certain instruction procedure they want me to follow. But this one didn't, and in all data, it didn't give me any kind of instruction. So when I started up, the oil pressure immediately came up to normal range. The temp lifters on both sides were noisy for a while. I mean, it took probably 30 minutes for the noisy lifters to die down once I got it up and running, you know. Anyway, it sounds good now. On this side, and on this side. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Check the oil level. Let it cool off a little bit, check my antifreeze. Get it in there and check it for leaks. Looks good on this side. I don't see no leakage. That's good. Praise the Lord. No valve covers leaking that I swapped out. No front cover leak. No antifreeze leak off of none of the hoses that we moved around. I think we're gonna be good to go. All right, there's no codes. So now what I always like to do, anytime I've had the intake manifold off, I like to go and look at my fuel trims just to make sure my fuel trims all look good. I don't have a vacuum leak. Short-term ADAP, is that fuel trim? Short-term and long-term is usually fuel trim. I'm not sure what ADAP means. I would think it would say fuel trim, but anyway, they're good. They need to be above -10 or below 10. Let's make sure we don't see anything else that says fuel trim or short-term and long-term. Man, all this stuff. Don't know this stuff. You don't need all this stuff. I didn't see anything else to say anything about fuel trim. I just seen short-term and long-term ADAP. Adaptive. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. What was that? Fuel. Bank 1, sensor 1. Bank 2 sensor one. What? Should just be bank 1 and bank 2 short term fuel trim. Bank 1 and bank 2 long term fuel trim is what I would think that means, but I don't know what ADAP means on this Dodge. I'm pretty sure that's fuel trim though. Yeah, I don't see anything else that says anything about fuel trim, so I think we're good. All right. All right, I'm back. I got a little spare time to kill, so I'm gonna pull this head off. This is a core. So of course I'll have to put it back together. It don't have to be perfect. It just needs to be back together so I can get the money back off the core charge. Then I'll go ahead and pull these rocker arms off and we'll snatch his head off here. See if we can determine why this number 3 cylinder was missing. Pretty sure the lifter's collapsed on it, but I want to check it out. Ooh, that one ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna get in on this dude. I don't see nothing going on when I run. No. anything going on. There's not a broke spring or anything going on with this number 3 cylinder. So yeah, let's see if that data come off now. It's gonna be an 8-cylinder. This lift is locked up. The roller on this lifter right here is all scarred up. Flattened out. Look at it. So it's rubbing on the cams. So it's rubbing on the camshaft right there. Yeah, that's the lifter out of the number 3 cylinder. So that was our problem right there. So at least now I got a visual on what the misfire was. I always at least like to look at it. But it had no camshaft noise. It didn't have any camshaft noise, any chirping or anything. It was just a misfire. Mostly not necessarily under load, but you could give it a little gas and it would miss. But it was making no noise, no chirping. It actually ran good. And they drove it around for probably, a month or two after I diagnosed it. They drove it around and continued to drive it until I had time to change it out. Yeah, I can look down in that bore hole and see the camshaft. It's all eat up down in there. But anyway, so now I know the misfire on that Dodge, I've tested everything I could test without pulling the head off of it. There's a lifter. So anyway, that's gonna be it. I'll put this head back on it and I'll get it back in the crate and I'll call Dodge and get my $1,000 deposit back out of it. And we appreciate you for watching from Columbia Auto Service.